You won't believe how easy it is to ignore any temptation in less than 10 minutes. Picture this. The next time you're hit by an irresistible urge, whether it's reaching for that extra cookie, scrolling endlessly through your phone, or wanting to say something you know you'll regret, imagine letting that urge pass you by without even breaking a sweat. Now imagine doing that in just 10 minutes every single time. Sound impossible? Stick with me. I'm going to show you exactly how it works, all without any heroic willpower, mystical gadgets, or superhuman discipline. Before we get started, if you want more science-backed strategies to upgrade your self-control, motivation, and mindset every single week, don't forget to subscribe to the Growth Mindset Project and hit that bell so you never miss a new video. You're here to grow, and we're here to help. All right, let's get right into it. If you're like most people, temptation feels like a tidal wave. You're fine 1 minute, and the next, all your good intentions seem to be swept away. But here's the real secret. Your urges aren't emergencies. They aren't signs that you're weak, broken, or lack willpower. They're actually just waves of energy passing through your mind and your body. Think of it like this. Waves always rise, reach their peak, and fade away. So your mission isn't to stop the waves from coming, because like high tide and low tide, they always will. Your mission is to surf those waves, to ride them out long enough for the storm to pass. But why is this so important? Most people spend their lives trying to control their urges, wrestling them to the ground, or worse, judging themselves for having them in the first place. Ironically, this is the very thing that makes those urges, those temptations, stronger. Because, as the saying goes, what you resist persists. By constantly fighting your impulses or labeling them as bad, you actually give them more power. Instead, the game changer is to contain your urges, to notice them, let them be, but not act. There is an incredible power in the space between wanting to give in and actually doing it. And every time you live in that in-between space, you train your brain to ignore temptation a little bit faster, a little bit easier, every single time. When you let yourself give in, your brain learns, if I yell loud enough, eventually you'll listen to me. That's the cycle of temptation. But when you ignore temptation, when you pause and ride that urge out, it starts breaking the pattern, rewiring your brain for growth over giving in. And the best part? You don't have to become a monk or move to the mountains to do it. But let's zoom in a bit more on why our temptations can sometimes feel so overwhelming and so hard to ignore. It isn't because you're lazy or broken or addicted in some hopeless sense. Here's what's really happening. Your brain is addicted to maybe. It's the anticipation of getting what you want, not the having, that lights up the dopamine fireworks show in your brain. When you think, maybe I'll just have a little, or maybe I'll just check my phone for a second, that tiny spark is what feels so compelling. That anticipatory spark is the urge you feel before you ever take action. So really, what you're up against isn't the action itself. It's your mind's anticipation of relief, satisfaction, or pleasure that tempts you. And that's exactly where your power lies. You can learn to pause, surf that anticipation, and simply ignore temptation as it passes through. But like any pro surfer will tell you, you need the right board. That's where an amazing technique called RAIN comes in, the surfboard that keeps you balanced while the waves are wild. RAIN stands for Recognize, Accept, Investigate, and Non-Identify. It's a tool you can use anytime, anywhere, on any temptation. Here's how it works. The next time you feel an urge rise, just recognize it. Say to yourself, silently or out loud, an urge is here, or I feel tempted to X. This immediately creates a space between you and the feeling. Now, accept the urge. Don't judge yourself. No inner critic, no what's wrong with me. Just let it exist, like a cloud passing through the sky. You wouldn't judge the rain for falling, so don't judge yourself for having an urge. Now this is the big moment. I want you to investigate. Bring mindful attention to what's really happening in your body. Where do you feel it? Is your chest tight? Are your shoulders tense? Is your mind racing? Is your stomach jumping? The moment you label these sensations without judgment, you take away the sense of emergency. And finally, non-identify. Remind yourself, even though this urge is here, it's not me. It's just an experience. It's just a wave. When you put all 4 steps of the RAIN method together, you realize you can let urges come and go, like watching waves at the seashore. And as you do this, the urge loses its power, and you reclaim your power to ignore temptation. If you're finding any value in this, if you think this might be the strategy that finally works for you, hit the like button and let me know what temptations you're currently ignoring or which ones you want to learn to ignore in the comments below. Your feedback helps us learn, grow, and create better content for you. Now here's a super practical tip to lock in this new habit. Grab a piece of paper and write down the one temptation you struggle with most. Just one. Then, on the right side, write 3 activities that capture your full attention. These are your emergency distractions, your life rafts for when the waves are high and the RAIN method isn't quite enough. Think walking, working out, cooking, calling a friend, playing with a pet, whatever takes all your focus. Next to your temptation on the left, list your 3 distractions on the right. Complete this sentence. When I feel the urge to temptation, I will distraction. This way, you've already rehearsed what you'll do. You're prepared. You're not caught off guard when the urge comes. You've got your surfboard and your life rafts. And remember, you don't need to love the activity or have fun doing it. The goal is to simply make it through the urge without feeding it. Each time you succeed, even if it's messy or uncomfortable, you're rewiring the circuits of your brain for long-term growth, not instant gratification. Quick check-in. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the Growth Mindset Project. Hit the bell and give this video a thumbs up if you're finding it helpful. And don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments. We really do read and respond. Let's stretch this even further. Temptation isn't proof of weakness. It's actually proof of character. Our culture tends to reward the myth that people with real discipline never feel tempted. They're beyond it. But the truth, and science backs this up, is that feeling temptation and still doing the right thing is where true virtue is built. Here's a powerful story from psychology. Researchers told groups of adults and children a simple tale. 2 kids break something. The little boy feels tempted to lie. The little girl doesn't and tells the truth straight away. Who is more morally admirable? Kids praised the girl who felt no temptation, but adults chose the boy who struggled with the temptation but ultimately did the right thing. Why? Because as we mature, we realize that it's the internal battle, the effort, the lived experience of choosing right over easy that truly counts. So, every time you ignore temptation, you're not just building discipline, you're proving your character, one small victory at a time. And next time you notice that zing of anticipation in your mind, don't panic. Don't scold yourself. Just let that urge pass over you using the RAIN technique. Distract yourself if needed, and know that ignoring temptation gets easier each time you practice. The urge doesn't define you. What you choose to do does. If you want more actionable strategies to build your willpower and transform your mindset, check out our other videos on the Growth Mindset Project and hit the bell so you never miss the next breakthrough. See you in the next one.